Hello, my friends. This is Brian, the Speaker for the Dead, coming to you today, once again from the road, with my review of Castlevania Season 3. Now, I just had a chance to finish watching this, and I have to say, it was good. It was good. I kind of have similar feelings to this cartoon, animation, whatever you want to call it, show, as I have with Invincible, which I just did a review on the other day. Similar issues with this, although slightly different. I think that there's just still too much violence in some of these. I think that's kind of an issue with some of these animations, with some of these shows, that they're being just far too graphic. I mean, I get it. They're a horror, especially Castlevania. It's a horror. I mean, it's Dracula. It's Dracula, demons, night creatures. I mean, violence pretty much comes with the territory. So I kind of understand that. And so, I mean, I get it and stuff. But people, I think people wonder sometimes why I like things like Maid Sama, and some of the other slice of life type cartoons and animations. And that's simply because I don't want to feed my brain a steady diet of violence and constant, never-ending F words, which, like, really, for the most part, got way overused this season in Castlevania. I'm like, okay, so this is supposed to be happening kind of in ancient times. We don't know exactly the time period, but I mean, it's wizards, and they're still cooking with fires, and I mean, it's not exactly modern day. There's no microwaves. So, and I mean, I'm sorry, but the F word was not even really a thing during this period of history. If it was, it would have been much more in the literature of the day. You would have seen Chaucer using this stuff. You would have seen other people. I mean, but it wasn't. It didn't. It was not a thing. It was not a real used word until much, much later in history. So that bothers me. When they shove stuff into kind of a historical setting show, where they, like, it's not authentic. It's not. I mean, I realize this is a show about vampires and demons and stuff, but it's like, still, if you're going to do a period piece, you need to stay true to the period. There were plenty of other swear words being used at the time that would be authentic, that would have been used during that period. So I just think, for authenticity's sake, dude, I mean, and there's some times where, like, I'm like, who taught these people how to swear? Like, that word doesn't even go there. Like, it sounds tacked on. I remember in Deadpool, where, I mean, and Deadpool gets away with it because he's the merc with the mouth. He swears even when he doesn't need to swear. That's part of his character. So, I mean, I kind of give, I don't really count swearing against Deadpool, and I don't really tally that because that's just part of his character. But, like, he would swear, like, in places where it was, like, the wrong word. It was like, say, well, you're going to go straight to ass, instead of saying, you're going to go straight to hell. It's like, no, that's the wrong. It sounded goofy and stupid, and like a 12-year-old who was just learning how to swear, or a 5-year-old, or whatever age you started swearing. You know, those people that were just like, I don't think you know how to do that. It's like watching Spock from Star Trek 4, where he's trying to learn how to curse, you know, and he sucks at it. Yes, that's what it's like. When you see some of these people writing swear words into things like this, it's just like, that's wrong. That doesn't sound right. You've used the wrong swear word in that spot. Anyway, but the animation, top notch, fantastic. I have to give them super kudos for not having the blatant sex scene that we got between Hector and the redheaded vampire. I just lost her name. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So we didn't get that gratuitous sex scene in the middle of it this time. And a la carte doesn't get to have any more three-ways. Darn it. Which I was just like, really? Really? We needed that? We just had to have that in here. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a prude, but I do get irritated by things that are stuck into things just for the sake of sex sells. And it's like, yeah, but there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for selling sex, and it's not in this show. I mean, it's like, okay, if you want to suggest that that's what they did, and with a la carte, you kind of see that the seduction is a means to an end. So I could kind of see that, but did we really need to get all the visuals that we got with that particular scene? So I was kind of happy that there wasn't that in this season. That there was none of the everybody's sleeping with everybody thing. It's like, you know what? Don't try and be Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones, and you just look awkward. But I have to say, towards the ending, and I'm not going to give spoilers away really, or try not to. I'll be just as careful as I can. The end. When one of the, it's not the end really, but there's a bad guy that gets killed. And he's kind of the big bad that shows up. You don't even know who he is till the very end. Or who she, I mean, I don't want to be sexist about my villains. But really, that surprised me. I was like, that's how you kill a big bad. I was like, Game of Thrones? You need to come watch the 3rd season of Castlevania. This is how you kill a big bad guy. You don't have some snot-nosed little shit-eating girl who doesn't have a hope's chance in hell of accomplishing the task that you just said she could do. Actually pull it off and run over there, and I drop the knife and I grab it down here and I stab. And I kill the big bad guy. Like, he didn't even last 2 minutes. Like, the ending of this, that's how you kill a big bad guy. That's how you do it. The ending real big fight sequence of this particular season was awesome. Was really good. Really well done. Wasn't drawn out too long. It wasn't too out of, I mean, it was just really good. Fantastic. So, I mean, it's worth going to watch this season just to see that fight. And there's several fights like that in this one. So, if you're watching up until this point, if you don't want spoilers, go away now and come back when you watch the season. Because I am going to talk some spoilers. Cause you have to. There's a lot that's happening in this, and otherwise I'm just going to be like, it's good. Watch it. Bye. And then that'd be it. So, yeah, if you don't want spoilers, leave right now. You're still here. Okay, I guess you want spoilers. So, Camilla gets killed. Yes, Camilla gets killed. And I'm so glad she does. I mean, it's like one of those deaths where you're just like, psycho cow. Thinks she's the best ever because she's a woman. Whack her. Whack her. So, she gets killed in a really cool fight scene with Isaac. That storyline did not turn out the way I thought it was going to. Kudos to whoever did this show. Can you call Rian Johnson and tell him this is how you subvert expectations? How this show ends or moves that storyline, that's how you subvert expectations. There's this big build-up, and then all of a sudden at the end you're just like, what? And it was great. I was like, oh, I mean, and it does something else that Rian Johnson isn't capable of doing. Shows a character arc. The growth of a character. Imagine that. In an animation. And dipshit couldn't do it while directing Star Wars. I mean, you'd think that would be more important in a major, humongous budget, multi-million-dollar movie. You'd think, but no. But yeah, it was... The story for this season is really pretty good. I mean, so far, they've all been good. All of these seasons, this is the first time I've reviewed it, but all of these seasons have been good, and the stories have been solid. The fighting has been good. The animation style, the voice acting is fantastic. Richard Armitage, last season with Jason Isaacs. There's just some really great vocal work being done in this between British and American actors, and I mean it's been really good. I cannot fault them. They've had a tremendous cast, and so that has been really fun to watch, and it has made it interesting that they've been able to both voice and draw these characters as well as they have. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it is because of the few things I mentioned. You give it a 10. Is the few things I mentioned at the first is a little too much blood, gore, guts, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I get it. You can have some of that, but good Lord, every 15 seconds, somebody's guts are getting splattered, somebody's head's exploding, their eyeballs are popping out, or I mean, there's constantly. And I'm just like, wow, come on. And then the weird swearing, the swear words in play. Like the villain swears at this. The big bad guy, Death, swears in this. He's like, I have watched you fuckers for it. I'm just like, what? 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 Oh, I was just like, no, you just minimize Death. Death does not talk like that. It was really obnoxious. That's like one of those times I was talking. It was like just no, you don't know how swearing works. You were fired from the swearing department. You don't. No. I'm sorry. Death doesn't talk like a punk off the streets. Okay, he just doesn't. You diminish his character by making him talk like that. It was stupid. But other than that, great show. Great show. Go watch it. Don't watch it with children. Do not watch this show with children. I mean, anybody below 18, don't watch this. It's you should not be seeing this before 18 because it is really graphic. But it's cartoon, so you probably will. Because that won't damage a young mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know, do you agree? Or am I wrong? And stuff. Because it's okay if you don't agree with me. I'm all right with that. I will survive. You can survive too. Not agreeing with me. Some people love more blood and guts, gore, blah, blah. There's never enough. Then there's never enough swearing in a movie. I mean, but I just think it gets to a certain point where it actually starts to damage things when it's taken to an extreme. Usually anytime, when you've gone too far, you know what you've done? You've gone too far. You need to come back a little bit. So, anyway, thanks for watching. We will talk to you next time. Bye now.